The podcast you're about to hear involves true stories, which may contain graphic content that is not suitable for children. Listener's discretion is advised. This is Esoteric Oddities.
Oh, I should have.
Hey, fans.
I should have fed my crops on Farmville before we started. I forgot.
Well,
but here we are.
Guys, thanks for working with us
Hi.
through these long pauses.
Yeah. So we've had quite a week.
Probably like a week and a half.
Probably a week and a half. So let's
start.
just tell you how this started. I don't know when this episode's going to go out, but we're recording it on Tuesday. We usually put the episodes out on Monday. And we usually record our normal episodes on Wednesday. So Today we're recording the episode we missed yesterday, and then tomorrow we're recording for next Monday.
We're trying to get our shit together.
So here is what happened. Well, first I want to say thanks for the people who
still listen.
Thanks to the people who still listen. And we tweeted that we were going through some shit, and people are nice. So
you guys are so supportive. We can't thank you enough. I always text Jonathan.
Thank you.
This community
thank
is
you.
So great.
Yeah, I know. Thank you to the people who responded and are totally cool with everything. So the first how the week started, it's gonna sound so stupid, because honestly the situation was stupid, but it progressively gets worse.
Yeah.
Well, let me just start by saying I pulled my tarot cards last week, and I think on Friday or Thursday I pulled the Tower card. And if you're familiar, you know what's good with that, and
nothing.
It came to fruition because
shit went wrong.
So Saturday night, Sarah came over, and I haven't really been out of my house for a while. So we were like, all right, let's go out to the bar. Like, we don't have to go crazy clubbing, but like, if we end up at a club, like, who knows what's going to happen.
Who cares, right?
So she comes over Saturday night, and we decide to go out to a bar by my house at 11?
Yeah, we got to that bar like 11:15ish.
Yeah, so we take an Uber from my house to this bar, and I'm like, I might be like talking slow and weird, but we'll get to that part. So we get to this bar, and Sarah nor I are wasted. So we're like a little tipsy, but we're not wasted. And we get to this bar because, we're broke bitches out here. You got to pregame before you go anywhere.
I mean,
otherwise
should, honestly,
it's game over.
Even if you're not broke, you should pregame before you go out, because who's going anywhere sober?
Right. So
as we say, we walked in there sober. I say, don't go anywhere sober.
Well, we weren't sober, but we were like
tipsy. Yeah.
We listened to Cheetah Girls for 30 minutes, and what happened. So then we call our Uber. We get to the bar, and we walk up. It's pretty crowded. And we go upstairs, and Sarah's a tiny person. So okay, wait, hold on. No, hold on. Let's rewind. We walk in. There's a dude at the bar who's checking IDs. So he checks both of our IDs, lets us in because both of us are 25 years old.
Let me add that I don't know if any of you have seen the new IDs, but I have the new one.
Well, for the state of Pennsylvania.
Yeah. So the one that supposedly it's supposed to
grant wishes?
No, they're doing it because now you're supposed to have a passport to fly even in the U.S. Oh. So if you get this new ID, you don't need the passport or something like that. It serves for some type of purpose. I don't know, but I have the new updated Pennsylvania license, so it looks like the New Jersey one, right?
It looks different.
Yeah.
It looks a little different.
It's flimsy, it's different.
It is different, but it's
It's
okay, so
given
here
to
we
me
go.
by the state of Pennsylvania.
And we get in the bar fine, and we go upstairs, and Sarah squeezes up to the bar and asks for 2 Coronas.
2
Coronas. And the one bartender looks at her and comes up to her and is just like,
"Can I see your ID?"
So Sarah gives her the ID. She looks at it, looks at Sarah, and she goes, I'm going to need to see a second form of ID. And she's already acting bitchy, and I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. So I guess Sarah's name on her card wasn't enough to be like, hey, this is
Her.
this is me. It's
Right.
an actual ID, which was checked by the dude who has the little card checker bitch, and
Card checker, bitch.
and Sarah's
my
like,
God.
why do you need like a second form of ID? She turns to the other bartender and loud enough for the whole bar to hear. She goes, this girl wants to know why
Why?
we need a second form of ID. So the other girl comes over. Mind you, there's a bunch of people at this bar who need to be served, and both of them are now like ganging up on Sarah and literally like squatting down over the bar, acting like she's a child, and like, oh, I find it so weird that you're out on a Saturday night without a second form of ID.
This is a liability for us, and I could really get in trouble. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck y'all are complaining about, because I'm 25. Like, I had a rough 25 years of life. Don't take that away from me.
But okay, but let me make it clear that is not how Sarah was speaking to the people.
No,
because
I was just like, I'm 25. I don't know what you're talking about.
because they were inferring that they thought we were underage, but they weren't saying it, and we didn't see what the issue was because it's like,
I'm 25. Like, I have nothing to hide.
right, like we're asking for 2 Coronas. It would be different if we stumbled in there all stumbling and drunk as hell.
asking for like 5 shots of 5 different things.
Yeah,
like,
but we wanted 2 Coronas. So now the girl stands up on her little bar stool and calls over 3 bouncers to kick us out. We get escorted out. Everybody at the bar is staring at us. We were in this bar for maybe 2 full minutes.
2 minutes, I swear. Like,
And we
I don't
know
know what this girl's beef was with me. Like,
I wanted.
don't-
Oh my fucking god! I
I
wanted
just
to.
want to know.
Listen.
Like, what's up? Am I prettier than you? Are my boobs bigger than you? Like, are you good?
I wanted to tell her to make like her hairline and fall the fuck back.
Oh my
But
God.
honestly, we didn't make a scene when she was like, when the bouncers came over to kick us out. We could have like, pulled what we're pulling now and just like popped off. But we left. They took us out the side door. I asked for the name of the bartender, and I went and I yelped the shit out of them and Facebooked it with my public name.
They have terrible Facebook reviews.
They do have pretty
anyway.
bad Facebook reviews for their terrible service. And I was so pissed. We ended up walking to another bar. This isn't why we took a week off, by the way. This is just the
The
beginning.
start of it.
And I was pissed. We go out. I honestly was in such a bad mood that I was like, I don't feel like sitting here and paying money to listen to shitty music when we could
have been at the other place with music we liked.
or
being in
go
a place
home and
where we
just
liked.
fucking listen to Cheetah Girls
That
soundtrack.
too. And then I wouldn't let Jonathan go to Wawa.
Yeah, that was another issue. But so we end up going home. I don't know what. We just like hung out here, drank a little bit, and just like watched TV. So then the next day we were going to head over and talk to a manager and be like, hey, like if you guys have been in trouble before for serving underage people, that's an understandable thing of why you would be questioning
But
why.
say that.
Yeah, well, say it, 1. And 2, Sarah, she's short and she looks younger than she is. God bless you. You have great skin. I didn't say right now, so I'm just
Okay,
kidding.
good.
I'm
Because
just
I'm like,
kidding. I'm
where?
just kidding.
Because this pimple and you took my good face wash.
You left it here. I
I
didn't
sure
take it.
did.
And it would be understandable if it's a liability and it was an issue that maybe they served underage before and they got in trouble for it. Maybe that specific bartender had gotten in trouble for it. That's understandable, but there is a way that you go about it. You
And
don't
not rude.
She literally just went from
Attacked me. 0
the
to
second
1,000.
I swear to God, the second we stepped up to the bar, she decided she didn't like us.
She was ready.
She gave us that look and she walked over and she's like, what do you want? And I'm like, okay, I want you to change your attitude.
She didn't even say what you want. I saw her and I was like, can I have
Yeah, so we
2
were
Coronas, ma'am?
we were gonna go Sunday day to go talk to a manager, but then something unfortunate happened.
Then I woke up and I found out my aunt passed away. She's been battling cancer for 5 years. So I was like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not doing anything. And that was really just the start of my really bad week.
Yeah, so that was Sunday, unfortunately.
Oh, don't worry. It gets worse, and we have stories.
So then Monday comes along the very next day, and I come home from work, and there's like stuff that should be on a shelf is on the floor, and it's like broken. So I have like a potted cactus, and it's on the floor, and there's like crap everywhere. And I look up on the wall and I have like this little mirror thing but has a shelf on it, and that fell down. And it turns out that my cat, I guess, got curious, jumped up on the mirror, and that fell, and then it broke a cactus pot. So I was like, okay, it's fine. Like, let me take some things that weren't broken, and I put them up on the shelf. I have my cat in my left hand, and I turn around and on the table is a laptop. Not mine. Not going to say whose it was, but someone's laptop.
It wasn't mine either.
Someone's laptop is plugged into the wall, and I don't see it, and I'm wearing my Doc Martens. This is like the second I get home from work. So I don't feel that the cord is around my ankles, and I'm walking forward, and I fall. And so I have my cat. It's kind of like it happened so fast, like I don't quite know what happened, but I threw my cat out of the way so I wouldn't land on her, I guess. And I fell on our entertainment center, and my chest and my ribs took the bulk of like my weight. I hit it so hard, my vision went black, and my ears were ringing, and I couldn't move. I was home alone. I just got home from work. Nobody was home. And like the wind was knocked out of me, and I couldn't breathe for what felt like 2 minutes, but it probably wasn't that long. So I like get up on the couch, and I get in like a somewhat comfortable position, and I call my boyfriend, and I'm like, I fell over a cord. So I end up going to urgent care. There's a piece on the front of the entertainment center, which is made out of wood. There's a piece of the wood missing. That's because it's under my fingernail. My nail split. It's under my fingernail. We tried to take it out, and it hurt so bad. It was like to the middle of my finger, and it's pretty big. It's pretty bulky. It's not the size of my fingernail, but it hurts like a bitch. Go to urgent care. They tell me that I can either soak it and like get that, let it work its way out, or they can cut through my fingernail, and I'm like not going to have a fingernail, and it's probably going to hurt worse for longer. So, and when I say it hurts like a bitch, it was like a throbbing headache in my finger. That's on my left hand. On my middle finger, that's my gesture finger. That's like my favorite finger. And then on my right hand, we have a speaker that's next to the entertainment center. And I guess I grabbed it or something because my hand was bleeding. It gashed through my hand right on like the crease of my palm. So it still sucks to like hold things. And then I got x-rays, and my sternum is extremely bruised, and I hit it so hard that like it cracked the skin, and my skin was bleeding. Under my titty, my left rib is fractured, and it looks pretty gnarly. It's black and blue and a little green for St. Patrick's Day.
St. Fat Dick's Day.
That's what I planned it all for St. Patrick's Day, but it hurts like a bitch. Right now, I'm on a mild amount of painkillers and an extra shot of espresso. So make like the Jungle Book and bear with me. Yes. And so that happened, and it was a Monday, and it hurt. It hurts like a bitch. So my rib's a little broken, but it's not broken. It's fractured, but there's nothing we can really do. But it hurts to like sit down. It hurts like a bitch to sleep. I can't talk loud. And if I cough or I sneeze, it's game over because it hurts so fucking bad. So that was that. And then
back to me.
Back to you. I think Tuesday
I had to go home because my aunt's funeral was Wednesday. Then it got canceled because of the snow.
Yeah, it snowed here.
Then it got rescheduled to Thursday. It didn't even snow that bad. So at my aunt's funeral, there was a little drama that I'm not going to talk about because it's too personal. And then Friday, it's the big kicker. So
here we go.
Friday morning, I wake up at 6 a.m. and it's my brother's birthday weekend. So he's staying in Philly at an Airbnb. So we all go back to Philly together. So it's me.
I don't think we mentioned, but people who don't know, Sarah lives about 2 hours. Her family lives.
Oh yeah, my hometown is 2 hours and 30 minutes away.
So that's where
she
she was.
So I get up at 6 a.m. because I have to be at work by 11 on Friday. So I get up, I get ready, we leave. We're almost into Philly, probably 5 miles outside of the city, and this guy was veering, and my brother was paying attention to that, and he hit into someone in front of him, and it wasn't a hard hit at all. It was literally just a tap, but his car, his alignment on his tires got messed up, so all of his tires were straight except for the right front one, and it was crooked. So he couldn't drive it, so we had to wait for a tow truck to bring us to a parking lot. And then from there, we had to figure out how we were getting my brother's car back to my hometown. So my brother got a rental car and it was fine. So when the tow truck guy got there, he was like, who's coming with me? And we're like, no one. You're just bringing it to the auto shop. And he's like, well, someone has to come with me. Like, it's a liability. If something happens to this car, it's not my fault. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, when is this bad day going to end? When is this going to end? So it's my brother's birthday weekend, so I offered to go. So I spend 7 hours in a car with a complete stranger going from Philly to my hometown, back to Philly in one day.
That's like 5 hours.
It's 7. It was 7.
Oh, Jesus.
I left at 12, and I didn't get to my house until 7 o'clock. And then by Saturday, I was just so fucking over it that I was just done.
Yeah, and then she left her laptop and charger,
Oh,
and we
yeah.
couldn't.
And then I left my charger at work. My laptop died, and then I couldn't get back into work because I also left my work keys at work.
Yeah, so we couldn't record anything, and we could, like, honestly, it would have been shit because we were just kind of, going through some hardships.
Yeah, so here we are.
It could have been worse. I say with a smile on my face. I can't feel it though because I had a Klonopin smoothie for breakfast. But hey, on the plus side, my mom is like reupholstering these chairs that were handed down from like my great grandfather. She opens up. I don't even think I told you this.
No, you didn't.
She sent me a picture and it was really disgusting. I was like, Mom, what the hell is that? She tells me that she was reupholstering the chairs, and these chairs are maybe like 120 years old, maybe more.
Yes, Barb.
And they were from that mansion I sent you a picture
I was
of.
gonna ask that.
My great grandfather and great grandma were rich, so they had like a mansion, and this was like a piece that was in there. Anyway, so my mom opens it up, and there's hair, just like in every cushion. There's no cushion; it's all hair.
Ew, that's disgusting. What did she do?
She bagged it, and it filled up enough to make like 2 trash bags. This whole time I've been blasting my farts into hair. Blasting my farts into hair.
What kind of hair?
Just like hair. Horse hair, maybe. Yeah.
That's
so like
scary.
because I guess that's what they used like 150 years ago or however old that this thing
chairs?
is. To make the cushion for the chair. It's like a dining room set. So it's like 6 chairs and a bunch of hair. And I thought it was crazy.
6 chairs and a bunch of hair.
I'm naming this episode that. But yeah. So that was a plus this week.
I don't think anything good happened.
Oh Jesus. So we are gonna get into some things. We just kind of wanted to
explain ourselves.
Well, explain and vent a little bit, just like.
Yeah, can anyone relate? Who can relate?
And also, I am going to call myself out for something I said in the last episode. Well, 2 things I said in the last episode. So, at some point in the last episode, we were talking about homeless people, and like jokingly, we were kind of like not dissing people, but just kind of like I said something like, "Oh, just fart on them, do the old fart and walk away," because I thought it was like funny, but I was listening back to it when I was editing, and I was like, wow, this is really fucked up. So I want to apologize if that offended anybody. I didn't hear anything from anybody, but I'm just saying, like, I did not like the way that it came off. Yeah. But also, I'm not saying that it's okay, but in my defense, there's a very, very specific type of, there's a specific type of homeless person that Sarah and I have come to in the area that we're in, that there are the people who need the help. It's not their fault. They're in a shitty situation. A lot of the times they're like mentally handicapped or need help or need access to something that they don't have access to. But these types of people that we were talking about in the last episode and kind of getting pissed and frustrated at are the same types of people who I have had literally like will ask me for a cigarette when I'm not even smoking and then just literally just call me like a faggot.
Snap.
Will call, like, swear to God, like this one lady, she would go after me every single day. She would call me like faggot. And I was like, listen, I don't have anything for you, and that's not the way to get it.
I'm so sorry.
No, but like when we were talking about it, I think you and I both knew like that was the type.
Right, but
that was the people
knew.
that we were. Yeah. So I just want to kind of, get that off my chest, which is broken and bruised.
Green, if anyone Missed that part.
A.
It's broken and bruised green.
And also, I said at some point jokingly that like people who take meds are zombies because like I was talking about modern medicine, but in no way did I mean that in that sense. I mean, like, if there are people who need to be on medication. So just like, if anybody took offense to that, just putting that out there. Another update, which this one's fucking weird, and you can vouch for me for this. So last episode, I was talking about my invention for ghost chips.
Oh my God, stop. The very next day.
The next motherfucking day. And like jokingly, I was talking about ghost chips and I was explaining what they were. The next day, a person on YouTube by the name of Tyler Williams uploads a video called We Made Transparent Potato Chips. They made ghost chips.
Coincidence or no, I'm telling you, Jonathan's psychic. I know it.
Like,
I know it.
I'd never
Yeah.
fucking saw that before. I'd never even heard of that before. I thought it was like a stupid joke. And
You thought.
I'm glad I said patent pending because I'm about to sue they asses, but I can't.
Why?
Because, like, what grounds do I have to sue?
I said it first.
You just yelled.
I'm sorry. You say I don't talk loud enough.
And then sometimes you're too loud. But we would like to give a special shout out to our Patreon supporters. Thank you so much to Veronica, Robert, Barbara, Jason, and Shane. Thank you. You all rock. We really honestly appreciate it from the bottom of our hollowed out chocolate covered hearts. And
mine has marshmallow in it.
And if you are waiting for the bonus episode, I'm sorry, it's coming.
We're cooking it up.
We've had a week. So the bonus episode is coming. And if you guys want bonus episodes, head on over to patreon.com. Bonus episodes, I think, is the $5 tier. But you can help us out in any way. If you don't have money, again, just tell your ugly friends about us. Give us a rating on applebees.com. Or Apple Podcasts, or Facebook.
Keep your sense. I want change.
Yes.
I don't know if I ever told you guys, but I sign up for dating apps so guys will listen to the podcast.
Stop. That is so funny.
Because they're like,
to me.
you're so pretty, and they're like, I want to get to know you, and I'm like, listen to my podcast. You'll get to know me on there.
So you're one of those people. Hey, baby.
I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah. Spell it.
ENPT, suck my pussy.
Okay. Perfect. I think you nailed it on the head.
Thanks.
So again, go ahead, spread the word, not your legs. Or both.
Oh shit, I keep forgetting my mom listens to this. Sorry, Mom.
Hi, Mom. So now that we've just talked for 18 minutes.
Sorry.
It's time. No, we're not sorry. It's time to jump in. Again, we did this research this week, so it's good. It's great.
I mean, I think they're decent stories. Maybe not lengthy, but they're decent stories. I mean, mine's pretty good.
Size doesn't matter. Length? No thanks. Girth? I meant quality.
The motion of the ocean on the way of the sun, you know?
That's from Hairspray.
I know.
That literally had nothing to do.
You said
girth?
that size doesn't matter, and I said it's the motion of the ocean.
Oh my God. Sexual. I didn't get that.
Wow. Are you here now?
My gay ass was
Welcome.
like, Broadway.
No, you were like, that doesn't even matter. And I'm like, yes, it does. Motion of the ocean, sweetheart.
All right. So I believe I'm going first. So our topic is...
Stalkers. Ding, ding, ding.
My story is about Brian Curtis Heil. So in 2009, 27-year-old Brian Curtis Heil was living in Fremont, Michigan. When his mother went bankrupt and lost her home to foreclosure, Brian was forced to move into a mobile home with his 86-year-old grandmother, Virginia. So he was unemployed at the time and occasionally made money here and there by mowing people's lawns when the weather was nice. So he spent a lot of time on the family computer at the home, and that is where he met her.
Who?
So, through either a chat room or Facebook or a dating website, Brian met a gorgeous, blonde 18-year-old girl. A romantic relationship grew, and they began talking online almost every single day for the next 2 years. They exchanged sexually explicit photos online. Fun fact, Brian did not have a cell phone, so he had to make sure his Nikon Coolpix digital camera with optional flash was fully charged. He had to erase the pictures that were already on there that he probably took at the park that day of a squirrel or something cool he thought. He had to format the memory card, take some nudies, find his card reader, plug it into the computer, make a folder on his desktop called
Nudie pics.
Rudy
nudies.
I was going to say RuneScape cheat codes or some shit his grandma wouldn't open because it was a shared computer. He had to transfer the files, then attach them to an email, which, he probably got distracted by all the Sam Goody discount coupons he had in his email.
Or the girl's nudes.
And then he had to email. Wow, sexting was hard. I'm exhausted and I didn't even send them. So that was in 2009. But in 2011, after 2 years...
Wow, I just had a thought and it really scarred me.
What?
Are you going to put this on here?
Probably. You're giving me the look and I already know what you're talking about.
Okay, it happened with my too. I've literally just seen too much.
Should I edit that out?
I don't know, probably.
Okay, so in 2011, after 2 years, the truth came out. So
maybe just bleep it out.
Bleep
out what I said.
So the woman who Brian had been having an online relationship, guess what?
She got a boyfriend.
No, it was really a man living in South Africa.
Shit.
When he found out his lover was a gay man, he shouted, and this is a quote, "Grandma, it's a gay. I hate gay guys." You and me both. So he became enraged and vowed to find the man who deceived him. But South Africa, baby, grab a globe, grab a map, have some coffee, take a nap, because South Africa is so far away.
I think
from Michigan.
Plane ticket there is literally $2,000.
Listen, he's cutting lawns out here, okay? 27 years old. 29 at this time. So he had another idea. Guess what the other idea was?
What?
He was going to find the girl in the pictures.
Oh, God. Sir, you have no ties to her. Leave her alone.
So the photos that were being used in this catfishing scheme were of Tiffany Watkins, who lived in San Diego, California. So here's Tiffany's deal. In 2007, her PhotoBucket account had been hacked and the password was changed. For those of you who don't know what PhotoBucket is, do you remember PhotoBucket?
I miss PhotoBucket.
I'm pretty sure it's still a thing, but PhotoBucket was kind of where it was like a cloud, like before the iCloud, before any cloud storage. It's like Visco. Yeah, you can upload your pictures. Could you edit on there? I don't think you could.
Without the editing.
So you could upload your pictures. It basically was just a big online drive, the way that Google Drive works now, where you can just upload shit and it's not on, well, I guess it's on a server somewhere in the universe, but it's not on your computer. It's just out there on the internet, and don't do that. So she, had some spicy pictures, all of which she was over the age of 18, but I think she was 18. She was 18 or 19 in 2007 when someone in the world,
took her picture.
Yes, and changed the password so she couldn't get back in. And then after it was hacked, her photos were used in Facebook ads for porn sites to meet hot single women in your town. Those things.
Oh my God, this guy was definitely running a cartel, selling her pictures to people on the internet.
What guy? Oh, just some guy?
The guy in South Africa.
Well, we don't know. Because he could have got it from somebody, or he could have found them and saved them, because this happened in 2007 and he met her in 2009. So it could have been this dude who hacked her computer, or her photos were literally scattered across the internet. True. When I saw her picture, I feel like I've seen it a couple times. But Tiffany had no clue that her photos were being used across the internet and used by unknown individuals.
I was going to mock you, but I was like, let me not.
He's going through some shit.
Right.
So unknown individuals were creating fake profiles and assuming her physical identity. How crazy is that? One day she's just uploading sexy pictures that she's going to send to Scott, who lives down the street. And the next day,
boom, they're flooded
all over the internet. Everywhere. So using what FBI Special Agent Steve Kim described as circular logic, Brian plotted to go after the woman. So Kim said that, quote, he knew she didn't have anything to do with the romance scam. Hello? Who's that?
I used to love that song.
Let me re-say that. So Kim said, quote, he knew she didn't have anything to do with the romance scam, but he believed she bore some responsibility. In his mind, the mere fact that those photos were used indicated that somehow she was responsible for what happened to him. What kind of circular logic is that? I don't know. So Brian began investigating. He conducted an extensive search of the internet, I think I'm like having a stroke. Utilizing chat rooms and online gaming blogs to identify and locate the woman in the photographs. As a result of his diligent research efforts, Heil not only identified the woman in the photographs, but he obtained Tiffany's personal information, as well as information of her live-in boyfriend, her family members, and her friends. He was in possession of Tiffany's address, her phone number, her telephone contacts she had in her phone, email addresses she had, and even contact information for Tiffany's favorite restaurant and the names and addresses of educational institutions where she had previously attended. And yet he didn't have time to search for a job. Okay, no judgment. But homeboy's 29. Okay. Forensic evidence showed that Heil retrieved the victim's confidential information by hacking into her numerous email accounts. This girl, maybe she should change her password. Her password's probably password 22.
All right. Come on, Tiffany.
So on August 9th, 2011, Brian told his relatives that he was going to go to Texas to visit an online friend because...
An online friend.
But,
insert pun here.
Where's the pun?
They're not actually friends.
That's not a pun.
Oh. I feel like Karen from Mean Girls.
Stand by.
Move on.
MoveOn.org. So since he did not own a car, he got a ride from a friend to a local bus station. But in reality, Brian was not heading to Texas. No, baby. He was heading a little further west to California. And it is now clear to authorities now, but like not then, but now it's clear to authorities that he fell in love with the woman in the pictures and he became obsessed with the failed internet relationship and deception. So armed with her address, Brian purchased a Greyhound bus ticket from Michigan to San Diego to carry out his revenge.
Why is he being revengeful to her? She didn't do anything.
Circular logic.
Is that a pun?
No, that's a reference to what I said earlier. If you weren't picking at your knotted head, you would have realized.
I was waiting for you to get that. I can't stop laughing because I remember last episode I was doing the same thing, but like my hair gets so knotty on the bottom, I can't.
I can't even. If you guys can, let us know. At odditiespodcast@gmail.com.
I always want to say Esoteric Oddities Podcast. That's not what it is.
That's not what it is, sweetie. Take a chill, take a pill. And so Brian's family sensed that he was planning to do something about his online catfish situation. I guess before he left, he wouldn't stop talking about it, wouldn't stop talking about the girl in the pictures.
Yikes.
So then after consulting with his mother, Brian's brother, whose name was Brett, immediately flew to San Diego in search of his brother, who again does not own a cell phone. So remarkably, after he searched various neighborhoods in San Diego, just hoping to find his brother meandering... scuttling down the streets. Brett located his brother near downtown San Diego on August 14th, 2011. So Brett, who disbelieved that his brother was planning to carry out anything violent, actually offered to drive his sibling to a nearby Walmart to purchase a knife. Now, I'm reading between the lines here because they didn't really state this, but I think that Brett was trying to get, he understood that Brian wouldn't really get in the car if he was trying to take him away from the situation. Because right. So I think Brett was like, hey, dude, I know you're hurt. Get in the car. We'll go to Walmart. We'll purchase a knife.
We'll purchase a rifle.
Yeah.
You could get those at Walmart now.
100. So I think he was really just using that to coerce his brother to get into the car and just kind of buy some time to alert authorities and stuff now that he knew exactly where his brother was.
He was going to rat his brother out.
So We would later learn that before leaving California, Brian used a friend's computer to conduct searches for buck knives at a Walmart in El Cajon, which is a city outside of San Diego. So when the brothers arrived at Walmart, Brian, for some reason, became upset and fled the parking lot. And they're in a car. I believe it's a rental car. I had to do like a lot of piecing shit together. I like a fluid story that like really tells me like what kind of car was it.
When did they drive? What were they? Did they have a full tank of gas? What were they listening to when they got there?
Exactly. Like, what's his eBay score? I need the details, baby. So Brian fled, but he left behind. He had 2 backpacks, because 2 is better than 1. And I guess the brother looked inside one of the backpacks, and fearing that Tiffany Watkins and her boyfriend could be in imminent danger, Brett called 911. So the police department officers arrive at the Walmart, and Brett shows them what he found in the backpack. So inside, they found a spiral notebook containing a list of targets and notations about supplies. It had a list that said trench coat, rope, duct tape, mace, chloroform, ?
Yikes, that's a twofer.
Knife, and plastic zip ties. However, the only supplies that were in the bag were the duct tape and zip ties. The notebook also contained reminders to, quote, learn to pick lock, get in car, and or work on ruse to get people to invite/let me in.
Ruse?
Yeah, he was gonna not finooter. Finesse. I used to think finooter meant vagina. I've been saying it a lot lately. Finooter. I didn't mean finooter, finesse, same
Make
difference.
your finooter happy with some zip ties.
Literally. Okay. So, and he also said, quote, make certain all info is up to date and accurate in all caps. I'll know where/who to go to and what I can do.
Help this man. He's writing all this shit in his notebook.
Mm-hmm. So my assumption is that police were sent to Tiffany's place to warn her and her boyfriend and wait there until Brian was found. But then after 2 hours, Brian ended up returning to the Walmart parking lot to meet his brother, where the police were waiting for him. So he was taken into custody and transported to the San Diego Psychiatric Hospital. Court records did not reveal how Brian, who had never met or spoken to this internet girlfriend, they never said how he came to learn that it was actually a man from South Africa. But after his arrest, his grandma says Brian doesn't reason things out. He's intelligent, but doesn't reason well. She added, Brian is not streetwise. He's hardly been out of Fremont. I hate gays, Grandma. So according to Agent Kim's affidavit, Brian confessed to his brother that he was traveling to California to kill Tiffany Watkins and her boyfriend Cranford. I forget what his first name is.
Cranford.
That's his last name. He showed his brother a list containing the couple's names along with, quote, others he wanted to kill. So he wasn't just going after this girl who had nothing to do with this catfishing situation. He wanted to kill her. He wanted to kill her boyfriend and some of her friends that he found really through the grapevine. The affidavit also says his intention was to, quote, kill a slut, end quote.
Hey, sir, are you good?
And then he wanted Miss Watkins to suffer a, quote, slow and painful death. Haya was named in a felony complaint on August 18th, 2011, and has been in federal custody since that date. So on May 4th, 2012, Brian, who was 30 years old at the time in 2012, he entered a not guilty plea to a 2-count indictment returned days earlier by a federal grand jury. So while awaiting his trial, he engaged in some jailhouse lawyering. And in mid-March of that year, while he was being held somewhere in a medical center, I think in Missouri. I have Missouri ? Probably should have looked that up. He filed a prose handwritten lawsuit saying that, among other things, prosecutors and prison officials had violated due process and speedy trial provisions. He also said that the FBI agents and the cops in San Diego waffles.
Lego my ego.
Sandy, Lego my ego. Bitch.
San Diego. Diego.
So, so he was saying that they did not read him his Miranda rights, and he, needed a lawyer, and all this bullshit. Which, they could have, maybe they didn't read him his Miranda rights, and that's all right. So they were in the wrong.
Because he wanted to kill this random girl, so they're probably like, you're already.
No, they can't do that. You still have to read your Miranda rights.
I know that.
But who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
Who knows?
So he says an attorney should have been waiting for me, and I'm no seasoned criminal. First offense. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, sir, because you didn't commit any crimes before this. That makes it A-okay to literally kill someone and her friends and her boyfriend and ruin her entire life just because someone else stole her pictures on the internet. Yes, sir, you are right. It is your world. We are just living in it.
If you guys need a lawyer, go ahead and hit up odditiespodcast@gmail.com.
No, hit up this man.
Sarah's got you covered.
He can get you out of it.
Perfect. So prosecutors said that not only did Heil plan to kill Miss Watkins, but also her boyfriend, David Cranford. That's what his name was.
I thought his name was Cranford.
No, I told you his last name was Cranford.
I know.
David Cranford, who is $30. $30.
Are you good? Are you okay?
He was 30 years old.
He was
$30.
Well. Everyone hit him up.
Oh my God. I told y'all. There go the painkillers. Cheese and rice. Hold on.
I need my water.
So Agent Kim. Oh, no. Hold on. Wait. So Brian was found guilty by a trial in San Diego on 2 felony counts of interstate stalking with the intent to kill, injure, and or harass. Agent Kim said that Miss Watkins never met Heil, and she had no idea what the pictures she had no idea that her pictures were being used for said, situation. So even after the sentencing, Brett Heil, which is Brian's brother, still maintains that he does not think his brother would have actually gone through with the murder. He says Brian eventually realized that Tiffany had nothing to do with the deceit, but he was so set on revenge that he was wondering whether to give her and those behind the elaborate hoax a stern warning or whether to just kill them all. And to that I say maybe he wouldn't have gone through with it, but if he's saying that Brian eventually realized that Tiffany had nothing to do with the deceit, that's what he's saying, that if y'all would have just let Brian go run amok, he would have fucking killed her, and then realized after the fact that, oh man, that girl literally had zero to do with anything. She was just in the pictures that somebody else stole from South Africa.
30, flirty, and thriving. That's what he is.
So he's now locked up without bond in a federal correctional center, at least at the time that I'm recording this. So this is pretty nuts because think about it, that girl, literally all she did was take pictures of herself and put them on her Photobucket account. And, through some guy who just hacked, or girl who hacked the account, spread the pictures on the internet. She had no idea where they were. And then some dude, she's sitting there at her house, probably eating popcorn.
While this man is
about to kill her.
Conjuring her death.
One man, this guy literally traveled across the country to kill her, and she had no idea.
No idea. I was just thinking that we could literally be sitting here right now and someone can be planning our death and we won't know.
Oh my God, guys, please don't plan our death. But if you do, please warn us at odditiespodcast@gmail.com. So that is my story. What do you think?
I think that man is a little
nutso
and raged.
Yeah,
I think he's angry.
So they, he was mentally stable enough to stand trial and be prosecuted as an adult. So he did not plead insanity. His mental capability checked out that he's...
Do you know how much time he served for?
I think he's still there from 2012.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's just scary. It really opens my eyes because, like we said before, legit, someone could be planning your death and you don't know.
You just have no idea. And this is just one case.
Yeah. I mean, I have mine.
Yeah.
Which is really crazy.
So really quick before you jump into yours, a special announcement from Special Agent Steve Kim. He texted me and he wanted me to tell you boys and girls how to avoid becoming a victim. Not trying to make this a light situation because seriously, that shit is scary. He says he has seen too many young people, particularly teenage girls, fall victim to cyber crimes and stalking and sextortion. And
it's
he
crazy
urges,
because mine's also like a cyber
oh
thing.
jeez, he urges extreme caution for those who use the internet and social media sites. He says that young people sometimes don't understand the gravity of transmitting photos online. Why he chose those words, I don't know, but you get the gist of it. He's pretty much just saying once they're on the internet, they are on the internet. And I know y'all already know this, but Jesus Christ,
Please save yourselves.
yeah, the FBI. Did you know the FBI has a blog? Yeah, that's what I'm reading this from, is from the FBI's blog. But no, FBI, they got a blog. It's pretty neat. I guess you could check it out. #, not sponsored, but if y'all trying to sponsor me,
Please.
Illuminati.
I'll
Also,
do something for you. Like find killers.
you're going to be really good at that, Sarah.
Thanks. I'll learn.
You'll be like, no, this dude, he says he didn't do it.
He didn't do it.
Jesus. Also, before I let you go ahead and do your story, I just want to say, I think everybody should know how to break out of zip ties. Do you know how to do it?
You taught me.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So if you guys don't know how to get out of zip ties, because it is something, that they're easily accessible, and if they put enough on you, it kind of sucks. But you can go ahead and look up on YouTube videos of how to break zip ties. It's important. You might as well just know it before anything happens. Tell your ugly friends. And if they don't believe you while they're sleeping, zip tie them. Zip tie their hands together. And then say, wish you could have, bet you wish you could have
listened to me
now,
Janet.
don't you? Nailed that. All right. So,
All right.
yeah, go ahead.
So, this one is a little bit different than Jonathan's. It's about the stalkee, not the stalker.
Ooh.
Just a little, flipping switches for you. So, Randy Barber was a 28-year-old woman residing in North Hollywood, California. She started receiving harassing phone calls in 1998, with people saying dirty things to her from various men.
Did somebody write her name on a bathroom wall?
You'll see.
Somebody did that to me in middle school. Somebody
That's
wrote my
so
name
mean.
on it. Was like, for a good time call, and I kept getting all these phone calls, and I was like, what is this? And I didn't understand what it meant. They're like, for a good time call. I was like, yeah, I'm fun.
For a good time, call 1-800-HMM-HMMM. I love that movie.
What is that?
For a good time, call. It's a movie on Netflix. You should watch it.
Oh, I've seen it.
Yeah. She yells that out the window.
I saw
No,
that.
every time someone says for a good time, call, I think of that line
Because
I
it just
hated
happens.
how she said it.
It just happens so much when people say it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. One day in April, a stranger knocked on Barbara's apartment door. She hid and the man left, but called her later on the phone. What do you want? She said. Why are you doing this?
Did she live alone?
Yeah. The man was really confused as to why she was reacting the way that she did, and he explained that he was responding to the sexy ad she placed on the internet.
Oh no.
So basically she was like, what ad? And she thought she was in trouble. And
oh my god, this is like Aaron's party.
The man
Remember when
said,
somebody put what
was it?
Lyric? I didn't put a flyer. Well, somebody did. Then walked in. The girl I'm crushing and the kid spilled juice on my mom's new cushion. I turned around, another kid broke the lamp. Aaron, please respond to my DMs.
Aaron, stop trying to remake Aaron's party. It happened already.
No, remake it in my bedroom.
I like it. Okay. The guy said, let me put it this way. You could get raped.
Ooh.
At the time, Barbara did not own a computer or have access to internet. So
Because it was 1998.
Yeah. It's also really trippy to think about a time without the internet.
Oh my god, well, yeah, that's trippy, but think about how crazy that is, because
Oh my god, yeah, I'd be like, I don't have a computer, how are you?
right, that
what ad?
They didn't think about the fact that other people could post shit for other people.
Ever. No one thought that. And I think that's the weird
Okay.
coincidence between our stories. Over the next few months, Barbara found out that someone had made a fake profile in a chat room and was posting ads on the internet seeking men to fulfill kinky sexual desires.
Oh my god, do we find out who it is? Don't tell me. I'm so excited. I want to put it together.
So the guy was saying that basically pretending to be Randy Barber, that she's into rape fantasy and gangbang fantasy. So he posted on sites like Hotmail and Nightmail under logins like Playful Kinky for You and Kinky Girl 30.
Wait, those are my passwords.
I'm sure they are. I mean, it's
isn't
really
Hotmail is like that was like a Yahoo,
yeah,
wasn't it? Or was it Hotmail? MALE?
There's like chat rooms. There used to be chat rooms
Oh my
for
God.
those.
Okay.
I mean, like it's already scary that some man on the internet is pretending to be someone they're not. But he started giving out her address and directions to her house, details of her social plans, and even like the numbers to her alarm system.
It's her ex.
No.
Don't tell me yes or no.
Oh, I don't know how to play this game. Yes, you
no,
got it.
you can't say yes because then I have trust issues already.
Join the club.
I'll edit that out.
Why?
You right.
What? I don't give a fuck. Within days of receiving the first batch of phone calls, Barbara went to the police and filed a report. And they told her they couldn't help. She started working on the case on her own. Yeah, this is people. I feel like the police don't help when they should. Sorry.
Sometimes.
No,
I agree. Sometimes, but also sometimes it's hard.
I mean, I think in this case it was hard. I think she didn't have enough evidence and circumstance to like for them to piece it together. So it was like they didn't really have anything. But you really could have like done something, like maybe sent someone to her house. Like there were random men showing up on her porch thinking she's into rape fantasy and gangbang fantasy. Like that's not good. That's not okay.
That is not okay.
So.
Hold on, wait. I have to type something.
Okay. What are you typing?
Sorry, the espresso kicked in. It was just a note that I want to talk about later, but I don't want to forget it.
So, when they told her they couldn't help, she started working on the case herself. She says, I couldn't just sit there and let this happen to me. She didn't change her phone number, and she didn't panic. She taped the phone messages and called each man back to explain that she was the victim. 2 men actually helped her trace down the person against...
Oh my God, do you think they were like double agents? They were probably like logged on and they were, no, but like to her, they were just like, okay, we're going to find out who this is. So they log back on Hotmail.
Oh, and like acted for her and
yeah,
like to
and
get
they're like,
phishing information.
Yeah, and they're just like, hey, babe.
Where are you? Who are you?
What do you do? What are you sweating? I don't know what sexy talk. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
One man sent her hard copies of the emails that her stalker was sending. And then Tom Barber, her father, got online. He said that he knew one way or another he could identify the man. And
what if it was not a man?
Right. So what he did was he looked up the email addresses that the the stalker was sending to the men.
Did they have IP addresses back then?
I think they definitely had to. But I don't think
they
it was
probably
like
didn't
that
think it was like
common.
a thing.
Right. So, Gary Delapenta met Randy Barber at church and developed an obsessive attraction to Barber. Delapenta followed and stalked Barber, who always turned down his advances because, it's okay for women to turn down men they do not want.
Sure is.
Gasp,
oh my God.
So weird. Who knew?
Are you sure?
I think.
I don't know. Culture tells me otherwise.
I'm saying. So the harassment eventually became so bad that Barber convinced the church to ban Delapenta from the service. And that's when Delapenta then decided to go online for revenge. So
that was before?
Yeah. This was like in the wrong part of the story, so I had to like move it to like make sense.
Right.
And it was just
copy and pasting's hard. Love you.
The authorities started working on the case once her and her father handed over the emails and Delapenta's name, so they found out that it was him. Mm-hmm. Probably because the guys that helped her when they called.
Right.
But it's kind of weird because what they were calling for kind of like raises a red flag.
What do you mean?
So the original chat room was for people who like to rape fantasy, so it was weird that they were participating in it.
Weird, but I don't know.
Right.
But I think when it comes to fantasies and the fact that they believed that this was a woman consenting that was a fantasy, I mean, I probably
Oh,
maybe
right.
I sound really fucking stupid right now, but if it was like if it wasn't a lie and if it was like a real woman who's like, I'm consenting to this, it's just a fantasy. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like I'm thinking because clearly the guys didn't go through with it. They were just like, oh, this is fucked up. Let me help you.
Right. That's true.
Rather than actually like, you know.
Right.
Especially if they knew where she lived. Like if they were rapists, they could have gone in for it.
Right. So
Then again, I
FBI
don't know. So I don't know. I'm not trying to trigger anybody. So I'm sorry. I don't know.
FBI agent Mark Wilson and DA investigator Brian Hale traced emails from the websites that were posted to the servers used to access the sites. Search warrants. So they basically had search warrants to search Della Pinta's computer. And Mark Wilson says, when you go on the internet, you leave fingerprints. We can tell exactly where you've been.
Exactly.
So Mark Wilson basically says the Della Pinta's MO was simple. He opened multiple free internet email addresses, pretending to be Barbara, posted the ads under a
screen name or whatever.
Yeah, and started emailing men who responded. Which is really fucked up. Like, regardless of, I mean, obviously he's like not right in the head, but like, that's like
anybody who knows anybody could do something like that.
And that's what the crazy part is.
That's scary. But now I think there would be even more red flags. Knock on wood, but I think people are smarter these days to be like, maybe this is fake and that they're sending me to someone's house that they actually hate.
Right. But it's crazy because, like, regardless that they traced his IP address so quickly, they didn't want to do anything in the beginning.
Yeah. Damn. So they caught him?
So after an investigation by the FBI, the Los Angeles District Attorney, and the LA County Sheriff's Department, they arrested Della Pinta in November of 1998 under a California law that criminalizes stalking and harassment on the internet. So he pleaded not guilty to the charge, computer fraud, and solicitation for rape at a hearing in 1999.
That had to have been so new.
And that's probably why.
The jury was probably like,
what internet crime?
What the fuck is a keyboard?
Right.
Ew, do you remember mouse pads?
Yeah, I do.
Gross.
I don't use them anymore. So Barbara says, you don't even realize how valuable your privacy is until someone takes it away. Before Della Pinta was taken into custody, Barbara would sometimes leave her job at a real estate firm and sleep in her car rather than go to her empty apartment, even after he was in jail.
That's scary. Because he could have had people out for her.
Right.
Oh, that's so sad. All because she said no.
Even then, she still knows little about
the guy.
Della Pinta. Yeah. They say that his court records show he and his second wife filed for divorce in 1996 when he started stalking her. And he has no criminal record prior to that. And he said that he was extremely angry that she basically told him no, that she wasn't interested. And he couldn't stop himself from like starting profiles about her and basically like getting revenge.
Eek.
And that's the story.
Wow, snaps. That was pretty good. I'm proud of both of us for not doing celebrity stalk stories because I was gonna do one.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna do one. Maybe another episode we'll do that, but
regardless of us not having a lot, there's literally so much, and a lot of these stories were short, but it's like you should really read up on them because it's crazy. Like, these ones were the good ones that didn't get killed, but there are some cases that I was reading.
100%.
Like this one,
yeah.
Who is it? Hold on. This girl, Laura Black.
I don't know who that is.
Basically, this man was stalking her, and he like went into her office and shot 7 employees, and then shot her.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah,
she lived.
Yeah,
like,
I did see
it's
that. Yeah.
Crazy. Again, it wasn't like long enough. But
yeah.
I was just reading it like, holy shit.
Yeah. Crazy. Have you ever been stalked?
No, I would tell you.
I I don't think I was.
Oh my God, I remember this.
Well, I don't know what this would classify as. I'm not going to say I was stalked, but I'm going to say there was a very creepy guy. So in high school, I worked as a waiter at this like little diner place. And there was a man who would come, and I was like the youngest. I don't even know if I was like, I had to have been 16, maybe 15. No, I was definitely 16. I would work, and he would come in every morning. He would come in early. And he would always get like our breakfast special, and he would always like talk to me. And at first I thought he would come in by himself. I just thought he was like a lonely older man. And then I guess he started asking my coworkers about me. And then he started asking for my school schedule from my boss. My coworkers thought he was just weird, and they were like, oh, John's guy's coming in. And then I'm talking to him one day, and he mentions that his niece is my lab partner. And I'm like, oh, you're who, like, what? Who? And he like says her name. So then I bring it up to her the next day in class, and she's like, that's not my uncle. Like, I don't know who you're talking about. Shut the fuck up.
Did he not think you were going to say something?
I don't know. And then I remember he came in the next day, and I was like really awkward and like weirded out by it, that I told the cook who was in the back, I was like, stop that. I told the cook in the back I like didn't really want to take his order. He was like, just go fucking take his order. I'll be like right here.
No, sir. I'm telling you I'm uncomfortable. Why does that matter?
So I took the dude's order, and I don't like know what I was thinking. We always had this breakfast special, and I guess like when I rang him up, I was just like, I didn't ring in the special. I just rang it up as normal, because what you would do is you would ring it up and then you would take the discount off at the end. And I just rang it up, and I printed out his check, and I brought it to his table, and he was like, do you not do the breakfast special anymore? I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, I will get it off for you. I'm sorry. Like, poor choice of words. But he got pissed, and he
said you'll get it off for him?
Yeah, he got pissed. He always left me like 100% tip too. He got pissed, and he like left. And then that was the last time I saw him, which was fucking weird.
That's really crazy.
Next thing was that
boy.
So there is somebody who might be listening to this too.
Hey, somebody.
But there's a person, and I thought that my phone was hacked or something. Was tapped because when I would call, and I looked it up, because when I would call, it would make like a beep noise beforehand, or it would like be like delayed. And I was talking, I was not on the phone. I was in the room with somebody, and they were talking about, no, this is what it was. It was a text message conversation with my boyfriend and I, and he was asking about, he was talking about how he needed to get his hair cut or something. And then I get a text message, not even like 3 minutes later, from this guy. And he's like, hey, do you know of any places in Philadelphia where I should get my hair cut? And I was like, that's fucking weird. So I didn't like say anything. I didn't respond back to him. So later I'm listening on my phone on Spotify, and it keeps stopping. And if you guys listen to Spotify and you listen to it on a computer, if you listen to it on your computer with the same account, it stops. So sometimes my phone's like wonky, and it'll be like, hey, you're actually listening to this on your computer, when I'm really not. Well, my Spotify account stops, and like 2 minutes later, I get a screenshot of somebody listening to Spotify of a song that is on the same album that I was just listening to.
Nope.
Mind you, I didn't post it anywhere. I was literally just like listening to it. I didn't screenshot it and post it to Instagram story. This was before Instagram stories. I like didn't tweet it. I didn't quote it or anything. I put nothing on the internet that anybody would think that I was listening to this album. And it was sent to me 3 minutes after my phone like stopped playing what I was listening to. And that was fucking weird. Something else happened not that long ago. I don't think you were here, but my brother was here for it. And he's like, yo, that's fucking weird. So there's that. Still might be going on. If you're listening to this and the shoe fits, please stop it.
Stop.
Thank you.
I'll find you.
Also, that guy at Target.
Yeah, that was really creepy.
This was like a couple days ago. He wasn't stalking me, but there was this like random dude who was following me around Target. So I dropped my what's it called? My location to Sarah.
Send me in. Stalkers are creepy.
Yeah.
I have a little fun tweet.
Okay, give me the tweet. Do you have a fun fact too?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
The tweet is by Yanla Van Zant. She's kind of like a lifestyle / celebrity blogger type thing. She says, what you yield in your physical life is the result of how you think.
Beautiful. My tweet of the week is, you can't control everything. Sometimes you just need to relax and have faith that things will work out.
Yes, trust the universe, trust the process.
Let go a little and just let life happen. And that's a quote by Cody Keplinger, and it was from the Twitter account at Tiny Buddha. What's your fun fact?
The biggest known star is currently the UY Security, a bright red supergiant located 9,500 light years away in the Scutum constellation. It is more than 1,700 times the size of the sun.
Oh, that's terrifying.
That's huge.
That's like so bang.
I think they say that, like, what is it, like 500 Earths can fit into the sun. I hate you. Stop.
I have a quiz, and we might be running a little long, but the longer the better, babe.
I'm saying.
Are you on FaceSpace?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to send it to you, and we'll just read every other, I guess.
Okay.
And if you guys want to take this quiz with us, it's going to be in the show notes. So this is, what level creeper are you?
Oh my God, stop. I was going to suggest that we take like a stalker quiz.
Ooh, okay. So basically, it's just like a long checklist. So let's read through it and say, we'll just read every other and we'll say check or not.
All right.
You can start.
Have you ever looked up a friend on a social media platform? Yes.
Yes. Have you ever looked up an acquaintance on a social media platform? Yes.
Yes. Looked up a total stranger on a social media platform? Yes.
Does that count like celebrities and stuff? I guess I've like ventured off and been like, wow, this person's hot. Let me stalk them. Yeah, sure.
Stranger.
Have you ever scrolled through a few days worth of a person's Instagram? Yes.
Scrolled through a few weeks worth of a person's Instagram?
Yes. Scrolled through a few months worth? I would say yes.
Scrolled through over a year's worth of photos on a person's Instagram? I feel like this is easy stuff because like
not a lot of people like post like,
every
crazy.
single day.
I'm gonna say yeah. Have you ever gotten to the first photo ever posted? Yes.
Checked on a person's interests, Facebook multiple times a week.
I do not use Facebook.
I'm going to just share something personal.
Great.
The girl that I'm talking to, I stalked her on Facebook before I added her on Instagram.
Does she listen to this?
Yeah.
Hey, girl.
She knows.
Cute. So you're going to check that?
Yep.
All right. Have you ever checked a person's interests on Facebook multiple times a day? No.
No.
Multiple times. Oh, sorry.
No.
That's you.
Checked a person's interests on Facebook multiple times an hour. I don't understand that.
I don't know. I think they're just trying to be
all right.
quirky.
Well, no.
Have you ever known where a person of interest was just based on their check-ins? No. Is that that's Facebook, right? Or is that Yelp?
I clicked it because it's Facebook. Like, let's say you had a crush and they checked in somewhere.
Well, you use Facebook. The only place I use Facebook is because I run my company's social media platform.
Facebook because of the funny videos.
I don't use Facebook. It's deleted off my phone. Oh, that's why. Okay, go on. Sorry.
Known where a person of interest was just based on their check-ins and just happened to be in the area. No, I've never done that.
No. That's fucking weird. Right. Known where a person of interest was based on their check-ins and then gone there to say hi.
Oh.
No.
All right, this next one. Gone where a person of interest was just based on their check-ins and then gone there just to wait to see if they would say hi. No.
No, I'm going to say no. Taken a search off of a social media platform and into Google. What does that mean? Taken a search off of a social media platform and into Google.
Done what?
I don't know what that means. No.
Done a deep dive on Google. What's a deep dive?
I guess if you just like look up somebody. I feel like that Google is, if you want to know shit about people, look them up on their own personal, like what is Google going to do for you? Have you ever, I'm going to say no to that. Have you ever found a person of interest's old live journal, Zanga, MySpace profiles?
No. You definitely have.
Yes.
I know.
But it was not, it was somebody I was stalking, but it was somebody I was kind of stalking because I really liked their like artistic stuff. It's a girl and she's a lesbian. So it's nothing like crazy weird. So I'm going to say yes.
Accidentally stalk someone else who has the same name as the person of interest. I'm confused.
So like if you're stalking like Jodie Foster and you clicked on like the wrong Jodie Foster.
And you're stalking her?
Yeah, and you're stalking the wrong Jodie Foster.
Really
That's
crazy.
funny. I'm going to say no. Have you ever researched a person of interest's their company based
Yes,
on
you have to.
info from Facebook? I'm going to say no. This is how long is this?
Okay, let's scroll through this.
Wow.
You
Okay.
sure?
Let's say 5 more and then we'll take it and I'll edit out what we're taking and then we'll just read our results.
Let's just go down and do it ourselves. Should we do some background music?
No, I'll edit this part out. We're gonna there's like 500 questions on this quiz, so we're gonna answer them and find out. We're gonna hold tight. Okay.
I got 30 out of 94 creepy deeds. So it says I'm not an amateur, but I'm not innocent, and I don't stop at private profiles, but I haven't crossed any boundaries.
I got 25 out of 94 creepy deeds.
Wow.
You've started to develop a pretty impressive / terrifying bag of creeper tricks. You're no longer an amateur. The innocent days of calling it quits because the profile is private, but you haven't crossed any real boundaries yet. I don't. That is so not me. I think you can vouch for me. I never sit on my phone. Like, I do not stalk people. I've been together with Jason for 4 years. I've never taken his phone. I've never gone through his phone. Never gone through his ever. Never gone through his text messages. Never gone through his pictures. He's never done the same to me because literally
Y'all are cute. I'm trying to head it.
the only person I ever did that with was, and he left my phone he left his phone at my house, called the cops on me, drugged me on Halloween.
I remember that.
So.
And I couldn't find you and you had my trans pass and I had to leave.
What are you going to do? All my exes live in Texas. Wowzers.
Yeah, that concludes.
Yeah, that concludes this interesting,
Really
hellish week.
rantful.
Yeah. Thank you guys for understanding that this was coming out a little
Honestly,
bit later.
is it-
So we appreciate it.
Is it
what?
end of the house week? Because I got written up at work today.
You know what? Just like, let's.
When life gives you lemons, you make orange juice.
Perfect. Amazing. But if you guys want to help out the show, patreon.com/esoteric oddities. If you want to stalk us, Instagram.
You creepy deeds.
You creepy deeds. Instagram.com/esoteric oddities. And if you look hard enough, you might just find our
Twitter.
personal accounts or Twitter. Esoteric Oddity, ODDITIE. You can check us out on Facebook, MySpace, LiveJournal, Zanga. Check us out.
Check us out. Stalk us.
Check us out. And I hope you all have a great day. Wear a seatbelt in case you get in a car accident. I really hope everybody has a great day except for that bartender. I hope you step on a Lego in your bare feet.
I hope you step on a tack. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.